Good evening, America. This is Ampady with a special extended live report. I'm your host, and folks, we are witnessing history unfold right now on January 3rd, 2026. President Donald Trump has just announced that the United States military has successfully executed a massive, large-scale operation in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro, the indicted narco-dictator who has terrorized his people for years, and his wife, Cilia Flores, have been captured by U.S. forces and flown out of the country. This is a decisive blow against narco-terrorism, and it's happening live as we speak. Let that sink in. Explosions rocked Caracas overnight. Precision strikes on key military targets like La Carlota Air Base, Fort Tuna, El Libertador Air Force Base in Maracay, and Higuerote Airport. Smoke rising from the port in La Guaira. Power outages in southern suburbs, low-flying aircraft and helicopters overhead, residents filming from their balconies as air raid sirens blared across the nation. President Trump posted on Truth Social early this morning, the United States has carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela, capturing Maduro and his wife, and extracting them safely. This operation was years in the making, targeting a regime accused of flooding our streets with drugs, rigging elections, and running a full-blown narco-state. We're getting footage rolling in, right? Now credit to ascent sources and on-the-ground reporters. Look at this. Thick black smoke billowing from Fort Tuna, Venezuela's largest military complex. Secondary explosions lighting up the night sky. U.S. Army CH-47 Chinook helicopters, likely from the elite 160th SAW Night Stalkers, spotted maneuvering over the capital. This wasn't chaos. This was precision. Special forces on the ground, airstrikes clearing the way, a textbook operation to protect our personnel. Executing the arrest. Maduro has been indicted since 2020 on narco-terrorism charges. A $15 million bounty on his head, now claimed. Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirmed to lawmakers that Maduro was arrested to stand trial in the United States. No further major action anticipated now that he's in custody. This is justice, folks, not invasion, but accountability. Let's break this down step by step. For months, the Trump administration ramped up pressure. Strikes on over 30 drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean, blockades on oil tankers, massive naval deployments under Operation Southern Spear. This was the culmination, ending the flow of fentanyl, precursors and cocaine that's killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. Venezuelan officials are in disarray. Defense Minister Vladimir Pedrino Lopez denounced it as aggression, mobilizing troops. But where's the fight? Vice President Delcy Rodriguez demanded proof of life for Maduro. Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello called for calm on TV, urging trust in the leadership, but the leadership is gone. The regime declared a national emergency, but reports say streets are calm, no widespread resistance. Could elements of the Venezuelan military have stood down? Many have long opposed Maduro's corruption. International reactions pouring in. Russia condemns armed aggression. Cuba calls it criminal. Iran blasts sovereignty violation. But allies like Trinidad and Tobago distanced themselves. No involvement. The opposition, led by figures like Maria Corina Machado, has been silent so far, perhaps waiting for the dust to settle. Back to the footage. Here's overhead views of multiple blasts across Caracas. Flames from La Guaira port, a key hub for alleged smuggling. Air sirens echoing, residents evacuating near Miraflores Palace. And this clip, U.S. helicopters extracting under cover of strikes. Brilliant execution, zero reported U.S. casualties. Folks, this is what strong leadership looks like. President Trump promised to crush the cartels and narco regimes fueling the crisis at our border. Venezuela under Maduro was a failed socialist state. Hyperinflation, starvation, millions fleeing, oil riches squandered, while generals got rich on drugs. Today, that's over. We'll dive deeper. Historical context. Maduro indicted for conspiring with FARC terrorists, running the Cartel de los Soles, ties to Iran, Hezbollah operatives in the region, Chinese influence propping him up. This op disrupts all of it. More updates. Pentagon sources say, strikes focused on military infrastructure, unoccupied barracks, airfields minimizing civilian impact. PDV's oil operations reportedly unaffected initially, but power vacuums could emerge. Who's in charge now? Opposition. Military interim. We're monitoring White House statements. Trump to speak at Mar-a-Lago press conference soon. Senator Mike Lee confirmed details from Rubio. Maduro to face U.S. justice. Another angle. Smoke over Isla Margarita. Reports of strikes there too. Low-flying jets heard in Miranda State. This was coordinated. Air dominance. Special ops insertion. Rapid exfil. Why now? Maduro's regime was crumbling. Disputed elections. Global isolation. Trump saw the opening and took it. No endless wars. Quick. Decisive. Done. Critics will cry imperialism. But this saves lives. Drugs from Venezuela kill Americans daily. Humanitarian crisis ends with the dictator gone. Stay with us on Ampodi. We'll have expert analysis coming up. Former military officials breaking down the tactics. What does this mean for oil prices? Regional stability. Border security. Let's talk strategy. Elite Delta Force or SEALs likely led the capture. Similar to Baghdadi raid. Strikes suppressed defenses. No chance for escape. Global implications. BRICS weakened. Russia and China lose a proxy. Latin America breathes freer. Venezuelan people. Many celebrate privately. Polls showed overwhelming opposition to Maduro. More footage. Residents in Grumovin neighborhood watching blasts. Soldiers guarding Miraflores. But no shots fired at U.S. forces. This is victory. America. A tyrant removed without boots-on-ground occupation. We'll keep updating all-night live feeds. Reactions. Trump's upcoming statement. Hit subscribe on AM. Turn on notifications. We're your independent source for real-time truth. Share this broadcast. Together, we're witnessing the end of an era. More after this break. Stay locked in. This is